Most people don't have a discipline problem. They have a distraction problem. And the scary part is, it doesn't feel like you're distracted, but it just feels like you're busy, but nothing is moving forward. The real problem is that you think you're working hard, but your attention is actually split. You're studying, you're checking your phone, you're switching tasks. You're putting in the hours, but you're not seeing the output that you want. Why is this important? Because in medicine, focus matters. You can't half-learn pharmacology. You can't half-learn physiology. You have to go all in. And as you do so, your work compounds over time. And the gap between where you are now and where you want to be isn't widened over 1 week. It's long periods of time, how you spend your time and how you focus every single day. My name is Curtis Wilkerson. I'm a first-year medical student, and I created the Physician's Mind to help you optimize your journey of excellence and success in medicine and beyond. Today's video is going to be about how distraction is holding you back and how you can fix it immediately. So if you find yourself distracted day to day or having difficulty concentrating on the task you have at hand, this is going to be the podcast video for you. If you found any value in this, leave a like, subscribe, share with a friend. Let's get into it. Let's just assume the brain operates in a 90-minute ultra cycle of focus and attention. Sustained retention relies heavily on that prefrontal cortex, and this will fatigue with continuous demand on things like studying. After, say, about 60 to 90 minutes, your performance drops. You're going to make more errors, your focus is diminished, and your retention is going to be reduced. Your brain is not designed to grind for 8 hours straight. Short, focused intervals and breaks can actually improve your focus over time. Sustained attention will drop very quickly if you don't take any breaks. So what I like to do is something called the Pomodoro Technique, where I take 25 or 30-minute long intervals of focused studying with a 5 or 10-minute break in between each of those intervals, and I'll cycle that about 4 times, and then after the 4th cycle, I'll take about a 15, 20-minute break, and then repeat as long as necessary. You just tell yourself, I'll sit here and I'll focus for 25 minutes. It's a lot easier to do that than to think you're going to do so for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours straight. Next step is to remove distractions entirely. Your phone is going to trigger that dopamine-seeking, novelty-seeking activity. Even seeing that phone next to you is going to drive that anticipation for distraction. Research has shown that just having your phone nearby can diminish your working memory, and it can create attention residues even if it's unused. So even if you're not using your phone, part of your brain is still thinking about it. If it's in your environment, it's in your attention. Get that thing out of the room. Something that I like to do is put it in a locked box. I bought a locked box for the phone, so when I'm really trying to lock in for a focused study session, that phone is locked away and I have no choice but to focus. Number 3, focus on a single task only. The brain does not multitask, but it switches between tasks very rapidly. Each switch is going to reduce efficiency, it's going to increase errors, and it's going to slow learning because part of your brain stays stuck on that previous task. When you switch tasks, you don't fully switch, you carry part of that last task with you. So stay focused on one thing at a time. Don't be checking your email, looking at Instagram, doing things like that when you're in a study session. Focus on the one task you have at hand. 4th piece of advice is to just start immediately. We're wired to conserve energy, so we don't want to naturally put forth cognitive effort towards a difficult task. And as you avoid it longer and longer, the less you're going to want to do it. The resistance to focus is at its peak before you sit down and start. Once you begin, that engagement is going to increase and the perceived difficulty will drop. The hardest part is not actually doing the work, but it's starting the work. And just simply starting will remove most of the resistance. Next is to set a daily standard for yourself. If you specifically identify the goals for what you want to accomplish on a given day, it's going to reduce that decision fatigue and make it easier for you to get started. Vague goals will lead to inconsistent execution, and we want that precise pursuit of excellence. So set a specific target for yourself. That's going to improve your adherence to that goal. It's going to reduce the mental load trying to figure out what you want to do. When you actually know what it looks like to be done, you're going to perform better with that specific task in mind. For example, on a given day that I'm studying, I have a block of renal physiology that I need to study. What does it look like when I'm done? Well, I will have gone through 7 of these lectures. Okay, how am I going to go through 7 of these lectures? I'm going to put my phone in the lockbox. I'm going to give myself a Pomodoro interval. Let's say I'll do 6 Pomodoro sessions. That would equal approximately 3 hours of focused studying if we're doing 30-minute sessions. While I'm in those sessions, I'm focused exclusively on the material that's in front of me. I'm not checking my email. I'm not going on social media. I am exclusively studying the material at hand that's related to the goal that I've set for myself. And then when it's done, it's done. That clarity will produce consistency. And that consistency over time is what compounds into results. Hey, everybody, quick pause here. My newsletter offers elite bonuses on competitive edge, lifestyle optimization, high-level finances, and other excellent strategies. You can join now using the link in the description and accelerate your journey to greatness. Back to the episode. Finally, you just want to audit your day. A high performer is going to track their performance continuously. And if you don't reflect on your behavior, your bad habits are going to repeat themselves. Measure how well you focus so that you can improve your awareness, your behavior, and ultimately your results. Most people will believe it's an accomplishment just to say spend 8 hours in the library. They measure their work, their efficiency by how much time they've spent. But I don't know of anybody that really goes to the library and studies for 8 straight hours. It's not really about the time. It's about the work that you've done within that time. And then the work that you do will improve the more that you reflect upon and refine that work. And when you think of it like this, when you're competing in a world where all of your competitors are so distracted, you can put yourself at a great advantage to have the skill of focus. Because to succeed in today's economy and today's world, you have to be able to focus and condense a very vast amount of information in a very short period of time. And then you need to use that information to produce things at an elite level. And that starts with eliminating distractions and fostering the skill of focus. So in summary, I've just given you 6 simple and actionable tips to help reduce your distraction and improve your focus. Number 1, using Pomodoro Technique. Number 2, removing any physical distractions. 3rd, focusing on a single task only. 4th, just simply starting immediately without hesitation, going straight into it and just starting. 5, setting a specific goal or a standard that you want to achieve in a given day. And 6, reflecting upon your day and refining the things that need to be improved. At the end of the day, it's not about studying more, it's about feeling more focused when you are studying. Most people are putting in the hours, but they're not actually present and focused during all of those hours. And right there is where the separation happens. In a world where everybody is distracted, the ability to focus, even for a short period of time, becomes a massive advantage. If there's one thing that I want you to take away from this, it's this. Most people aren't limited by intelligence, resources, or even time. They're limited by their ability to focus. We live in a world where your attention is constantly being pulled in every direction. Your phone, notifications, social media, constant scrolling. And over time, that completely fragments your ability to do anything for a prolonged period of time. And the problem is that it doesn't feel like you're falling behind, doesn't feel like you're distracted, it just feels like you're busy. But even though you feel busy, nothing is moving forward. But the people who are going to get ahead, especially in a field as demanding as medicine, they're not constantly trying to do something extraordinary. They're just doing the basics consistently day by day at a much higher level of focus. The successful people in medicine and in any other field, they're able to sit down, they're able to focus and avoid distractions. They're actually present in their work, even if it's just for a short period of time. And that exactly right there is what's going to create that separation between the average and the great. Not just in 1 week, not just in 1 month, but over months and years of that consistent effort and hard work. So if you feel like you're not exactly where you want to be, don't immediately assume that you need to work more. Instead, ask yourself, am I actually focused when I work? Because if you can fix that even a little bit, you can move forward a lot faster than you think. In a world where everybody's distracted, focus is your biggest advantage. If you actually want to apply these principles, try this for the next 3 days. When you sit down to work or study, put your phone in another room, set a timer for 25 or 30 minutes, and just focus on the task at hand. No checking anything, no switching tasks, just full attention. Then take a short break and repeat it a few more times. And just see how much work you're able to get done compared to your normal days. And you'll be surprised how big of a difference that makes over time. At the end of the day, it's not about doing more, it's about doing more of what matters with full attention. Because right now, the biggest thing that's holding people back from success is distraction. But the reality is that's something that you can control. You can choose to remove the distractions, you can choose to be fully present in your work, and you can choose to lock in when it matters. Do that consistently for a few hours every day and you're going to separate yourself very quickly. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Physician's Mind. If you found value in this, please share with someone else who's trying to level up, and I'll see you in the next episode. No matter where you're listening to or watching The Physician's Mind, if you found any value in this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a 5-star rating and a great review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You can sign up for our newsletter for more insights and high-level tips from elite performers inside and outside of medicine using the links in the description. Thank you so much for supporting The Physician's Mind, and let's continue striving for excellence.